Teresi. Say good morning, Mr. Teresi. Say thanks for coming back to Twin Lakes. And in the front row is his wife. Her name is Mrs. Teresi. She's playing saxophone, and she teaches music at Leggett Elementary School. Would you give a round of applause for Mrs. Teresi? She's playing saxophone and tambourine and cowbell and all kinds of things today. And also on saxophone, and he's playing the piccolo today. The piccolo will be fun to hear on Rockin' Robin later. He is the band teacher at Carnegie Middle School. Would you give a round of applause to Mr. Tolga? Now, everybody, here's something you need to know. Our mics on our stage for the singers are not currently working. So the kids are going to sing as loudly as they can. So if you could not cheer or clap on that, but if there's a piano solo in the middle of a song or a guitar solo or a saxophone solo and you see them shimmy, you may cheer for them, because if you cheer for them, they'll smile bigger for you and it'll give them energy and they'll give you energy back. So we welcome you to our show, the Fairvale Hospital Drama, and we're gonna, if we can get the house lights back there, please. Thank you, Megan. On lights and sound today, we have Megan and Vivian. They are high schoolers from St. Francis High School, and Vivian used to go to school here. Would you clap for them? And last but not least, running our backstage is Rachel Teresi, who is a newly graduated person, along with Ms. Hatfield. Clap for Rachel and Ms. Hatfield. All right. Gracie Bazemore is going to kick us off. She's playing a character called Anna Announcer. She's the announcer. Everybody say, hit it, Gracie.
Hit it, Gracie. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fairvale, your nighttime television drama full of intrigue, romance, betrayal, and even more dance numbers than really make sense for a nighttime drama. Tonight, in our final episode, we will untangle the web of intrigue, romance, and betrayal, and finally answer the questions that have eluded our writing staff over the last 20 seasons. Will Manny Bucks, director of the Fairvale Medical Center and all-around nice guy, be able to save his prized hospital from Bill, his cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother, who before becoming cunning, dastardly, and evil, lost his beloved and pregnant wife in an accident on the Amazon while on a medical mission of mercy in South America? You might want to write this down. There will be a quiz at the end of the show. This terrible tragedy caused Bill to lose faith in the world and take revenge on those around him by starting the first, and now largest, and most greedy health maintenance organization.
Bill, I know you're my cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother. As I was saying, I know you're my cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother who lost his beloved wife in an accident on the Amazon and who decided to take his revenge on the world by creating the first and largest. What is that?
Unnecessary dramatic chords designed to heighten the tension.
Well, tell them to cut it out. It's very distracting. Let me try this again. I know you're my cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother who lost his beloved wife in an accident on the Amazon and who decided to take his revenge on the world by creating the first, largest, and most greedy HMO in the country. But you can't seriously expect me to run a hospital without spending any money.
Without spending my money, Manny, my money. All I'm telling you to do is eliminate the use of expensive x-ray machines and replace them with a couple of strong flashlights. See? If you squint real hard, you can see where I broke my finger last year trying to steal a quarter from a payphone.
I I simply cannot ask my doctors to work in these conditions.
Listen here, Manny. They either work how I tell them, or they don't work at all.
You know, I've been doing this show for 20 years, and I still can't tell those two apart. Anyway, back to my expertly delivered, drama-filled introductions. Will the incredibly gorgeous, sensitive, smart, and single Dr. Riley Handsome, along with his trusted sidekick, Nurse IV, be able to save the life of the mysterious patient who 6 months ago stumbled into the hospital entrance, gasped, and fell into a deep yet inexplicable coma, failing to complete the appropriate insurance forms, thus infuriating Bill Bucks, who you already know is Manny's cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother, who sees this patient as yet another example of hospital waste.
Dr. Handsome, I am very concerned about our patient. Her pulse is slow, her breathing is erratic, and her skin is cold to the touch. But yet, Bill Bucks, the cunning, dastardly, and evil identical twin brother Manny Bucks, is demanding that we release her as fully recovered.
Yes, Nurse IV, everything you say is true. Her pulse, breathing, and skin are all in very poor shape. I have only one concern greater than all of that.
Yes, doctor? Yes? What is it?
I'm very concerned that every time anyone mentions Manny Bucks' brother, we're going to have to hear that he's cunning, dastardly, and evil.
Oh, yes, doctor. Yes, you are so right.
Nurse IV?
Yes, doctor?
Where are those new orderlies? This patient needs a fresh bedpan.
Oh, yes, doctor.
Will John and Marcia, who met for the first time just last week when both were sent by Fairvale Temp Agency to work as orderlies in the medical center and who fell instantly and madly in love with each other, be able to overcome their fluttering hearts to leave the hospital break room and change a bedpan or two? John. Marcia. John. Marcia. John. Marcia. Will Lotta Bucks, devoted wife and soulmate to Manny Bucks, as well as PTA president, den mother, swim team director, yard duty coordinator, crossing guard, and CEO of 2 Fortune 500 companies, be able to raise enough money at the annual Twin Lakes Elementary School Rock and Roll fundraiser to build the much-needed Jennifer Lawson Nursing and Rest Home for aging and generally decrepit teachers? Wow! How nice of Dr. Lawson to want to take care of all of these rapidly aging teachers. She's so young, and all those teachers are so old.
Now, hold on.
Will Lotta be able to raise enough money despite the lack of support she's getting from the musicians in the band?
What?
Look, if I've told you once, I've told you 100 times. You're playing too loud.
How is that even possible?
This is about the children, not about a bunch of washed up, aging musicians looking for one last shot at rock star glory.
Careful, young lady.
Now please, one more time from the top. Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
No more Starbucks for the band.
Oh,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
oh, that's taking the thing a bit too far. Big meanie.
And will I, Anna announcer, veteran voiceover, actor of stage, TV, and movie trailers be able to survive the rest of the show, where after these lengthy and often humorous introductions, I'm left to the boring and tiresome transitional lines of "meanwhile, back at the hospital," and "meanwhile, back at the fundraiser," while everyone else gets all the good dialogue. Oh well, here we go. Meanwhile, back at the rehearsal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for coming to our show. Are you ready to rock and roll? Well, we have a wonderful song to kick things off. Miss Wallenberg, is your class ready? Miss Wallenberg, where is she? Did she go to another track and field meet instead of coming here tonight? She's always flying off to Southern California to watch her daughter run. I know. She's probably at Starbucks again. After all, she is known as the Twin Lakes Starbucks Queen. See, the Twin Lakes Starbucks Queen. How exciting to be here tonight for such an important cause, raising money for the Jennifer Lawson Nursing and Rest Home for Aging and Generally Decrepit Teachers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there she is. Oh, over here, over here. Over here, please. Over here. Yeah. There we go.
See, the Twin Lakes Starbucks Queen. I don't know where I was.
My triple? You're my favorite.
How exciting to be here tonight for such an important cause, raising money for the Jennifer Lawson Nursing and Rest Home for Aging and Generally Decrepit Teachers. Looks like they're going to need that rest home fairly soon, so we better raise money quickly. It's so great to have you here to help support our cause, and we hope you will enjoy the wonderful singing and dancing tonight. As we said, we have a wonderful song to kick things off. This song was originally recorded by none other than that musical pioneer, Little Richard. An influential figure in popular music and culture for more than 6 decades, Little Richard's dynamic music and amazing showmanship laid the foundation for rock and roll. Tonight you will hear one of his most famous songs, Rip It Up. It was recorded in 1956 on his very first album and made its debut on July 7th of that year. This was the 4th hit for Little Richard. It peaked on the charts at number 17 and stayed there for 18 weeks. Performing for you tonight is a group that is going to rock it up, rip it up, and shake it up. So give it up for the Way Cool Wallenbergs and that Little Richard classic song, Rip It Up! back at the hospital.
It's no good, Manny. No good at all. Sicknesses are up and revenues are down. Your hospital beds are full and my bank account is empty. Either you turn the business around or I'll shut the doors and convert this building into a highly profitable parking garage.
But the patients, Bill. What about the patients? I must simply put their health before the bottom line of your HMO.
How could you be so pathetic, Manny? This is about profits, not about patients. Now you either implement the drastic cost-cutting measures I outlined, or you'll soon find yourself sitting at the Fairvale parking garage asking people to, please take the ticket. Please take the ticket.
All right, Bill. All right. You win. I'll make your changes. But if we lose even one patient as a result of your cost-cutting schemes, it'll be on your head.
You heard him. Now get back to work.
You know I can never tell those two apart.
I know, it's uncanny.
Meanwhile, back at the rehearsal.
No, no, no. That's not right. Now you're playing much too fast. How are the children supposed to keep up when you rush, rush, rush?
Hey, come on, it's the drummer's fault.
Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
No more donuts or Starbucks for the band.
You know what? You tried that before.
No donuts.
Quiet! That's enough of that. You'll take what I give you and you'll like it.
You tell them. You tell them.
Okay, people, we have a show to do. Let's see. Mrs. Black's class is up next. Josie, are your kids ready? Where is she? Oh, someone check Sunrise Mall. And the Galleria, too. I hope she's not off shopping again when we're trying to put on a show here. Looks like we'll have to start without her. Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Remove Mrs. Black from my holiday card list.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Dancers, get ready. Lights, the black notes from the top.
Thanks, Mrs. Bucks. Boy, can't she get cranky.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Mrs. Black. I don't think you'll miss getting her Christmas cards anyway. Just go to the mall for some retail therapy and you'll be just fine. Make sure you wait till after the show, though, because your class is up next. Our second song tonight was originally recorded by Big Joe Turner, but was made famous by Mr. Rock Around the Clock himself, Bill Healy and his Comets. It hit Billboard's bestsellers chart in 1954 and kicked off the rock and roll craze. You're in luck, as we have a very talented group to perform it for you tonight. So would you please welcome the Black Notes and watch how great they can shake, rattle, and roll.
Shake, rattle, roll.
up for our band. That's Mr. Tolga on saxophone. Listen to him clap for Mr. Tolga.
Meanwhile, back at the hospital.
Nurse Ivy?
Yes, Dr. Handsome?
Nurse Ivy?
Yes, Dr. Handsome.
You've changed.
I don't know what you mean, Dr. Handsome.
Oh, never mind. Please check the patient's blood pressure while I take her temperature.
Oh, doctor, this will never work. How are we supposed to care for our patients without the proper medical tools?
I understand how you feel, Nurse Ivy. However, we must remember that this is just a nighttime television drama, and it doesn't really matter what we use, since the writers are the ones who decide whether this patient lives or dies.
That's a very scary thought, Dr. Handsome.
However, we are highly paid professional actors, and the script does say we are upset and decide to take action.
Oh yes, doctor, you are so right.
I will speak with Manny Bucks about this right away.
Thank you, doctor, thank you. Meanwhile, back at the rehearsal.
That was perfect. Simply perfect.
Oh, really?
Of course, it would have been much better without all the wrong notes.
I played two. Come on.
Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Consider replacing the band with an accordion and bagpipes ensemble.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, people. Mr. Brown's class is up next. Mr. Brown, are you ready? Where is he? Ugh. I know he's known as the guy on the 5th grade team who can fix anything, but right now I need him to fix this situation and get his class on stage. What could he be doing? He's making balloon animals? Again? He did that at open house. Ugh. Listen, I don't care if he's making a balloon masterpiece. It's time for his class to get on stage. Is the song announcer ready? Lights, action.
Man, I think Lonnie needs to start cutting out the caffeine. Besides, Mr. Brown's balloon animals were a hit at open house. He's really talented. This is his first year having a class in the rock and roll show, and we're so excited about the song they're going to perform for you tonight. They're going to sing the classic song, Rockin' Robin. Hey, did you know that Rockin' Robin was first recorded by Bobby Day in 1958? It was also recorded by Michael Jackson in 1972. Well, this great song was on the charts for 21 weeks. We hope you enjoy hearing it again tonight. Get ready to rock, because this next group is great. Please give a Twin Lakes Cougar welcome to the Brown Boppers doing the classic song, Rockin' Robin.
One, two, three, four.
Gauze. Gauze.
More gauze.
More gauze.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Clamp.
Clamp. Oh no, doctor, you've touched the funny bone.
I can't work like this, Nurse IV. I don't care if it saves the hospital money. This new training program is childish. And where are those orderlies? And how come you look completely different every time I see you? I can't take it anymore.
There, Dr. Handsome. Let's try it one more time.
Okay. Okay. Gauze.
Gauze.
Meanwhile, back at the rehearsal.
Oh boy.
Please, please, please. I need you to play with more feeling. Don't you understand?
What?
Feeling.
Oh, more feeling.
Oh, feeling.
We are trying to raise money to build the Jennifer Lawson Nursing and Rest Home for aging and generally decrepit teachers, where most of you will be living next year. So I need you to play with more feeling.
You want more feeling. Okay.
Yes, I want more feeling.
Ready? Here we go.
Now cut that out. Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
That was feeling.
Put all the band members at the bottom of the nursing home admission list.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks. Meanwhile, back at the hospital.
Nurse Ivy and I have been talking it over, and we simply cannot take care of our patients properly with equipment bought at the Orangevale rummage sale.
Dr. Handsome is right. It is unethical to treat our patients this way.
I know that this may be difficult for you and the rest of the staff, but I simply have no choice in this matter. Bill Bucks is calling the shots now.
No, Manny, you listen to me. Either we see some immediate improvements or we go on strike.
What's going on here? And who is she?
That's Nurse Ivy.
So, why aren't these two working?
Well, Bill, the staff is revolting.
Well, you're pretty revolting yourself, Manny.
You just couldn't resist, could you? Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Now, you two listen to me. This hospital is nothing but a money-losing mess, and you either find a way to fix it, or I'll turn this building into a 10-story parking garage. Have you ever parked cars for a living, Dr. Handsome?
No, but I was a waiter at a trendy LA restaurant before I landed this acting gig.
And I sold tickets at an LA Summer Theater workshop.
Listen, you morons! I'm not spending any more time or money here. You make this hospital profitable at the end of tonight's show, or you can kiss these highly paid acting jobs goodbye.
No, not that.
Oh, Bill Bucks, you are cunning, dastardly, and evil.
Thank you. Now listen here. I'm giving you 2 hours to revive this patient and get her insurance number, or I'll take matters to my own hands.
Meanwhile, back at the break room.
John?
Marcia? John. Marcia.
John?
Marcia?
John?
Marcia.
Meanwhile, oh, you know the rest.
That was a little better.
Okay.
And if you keep up this sort of improvement,
Yeah.
there'll be donuts,
What?
coffee,
Huh?
and early admission in the nursing home for all of you.
Success!
Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
don't do that.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Take a note.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Watch the band for further signs of improvement.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Oh, and Eunice,
Yes, Mrs. Bucks?
don't you ever get tired of saying, yes, Mrs. Bucks?
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Well, make a note of that. I'll talk to the writers and see if I can get you some better lines.
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Okay, people, we have a show to do here. Let's see. Mrs. Thompson's class is up next. Mrs. Thompson! Mrs. Thompson! Where is she? Oh, I'll bet she's in her room listening to her Michael Bublé. She's so obsessed with him. Ugh. Someone go tell her that she needs to pay a little more attention to her class tonight and a little less attention to Michael Bublé. He's not coming to the show, and it's time for her class to perform. Oh, I guess let's start with that. All right, Taylor, take it from the top. Lights, action.
Thanks, Mrs. Bucks. It's such a pleasure for us to perform for your fundraiser tonight and for such an important cause. Boy, these Twin Lakes teachers look so tired. I know, they look exhausted all the time. Must be an old age thing. I think they're gonna need this retirement home sooner rather than later. Don't tell them I said that. It's almost report card time. Well, Mrs. Thompson's class is up next, and we'll certainly add some energy to this show, and our band is going to rock out. This next song was originally done by Chuck Berry, one of rock and roll's most influential artists. It was introduced in April 1958 and was on the charts for 15 weeks. You are going to be blown away by the group performing it for you tonight. So get ready to rock out with the Twistin' Thompson team performing Johnny Be Good.
So the band's going to play. You can listen to Mr. Schmidt on the guitar, but how about if you stand in your spot and dance a little while you're listening to them? Stand up, everybody. Stretch and dance. Do the twist. Go, first graders. Oh, everybody dance party. Can you do the twist? And everybody stretch as high as you can. Wiggle your fingers and say, woohoo! Now touch your toes. And now stretch up one more time and say, go band! All right, I think the actors are ready, so back down you go. We'll keep going with the show. Say, thanks, band!
Meanwhile, back at the hospital.
I just need more time, Bill. We're trying.
That's your problem, Manny. You're always trying my patience.
Ooh, that was bad.
Sorry, but if the staff can be revolting, I can try my patience. Now, I'll be back in a little while, and either you take care of the patient, or I will. Ha 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 ha!
He was so much nicer before he became cunning, dastardly, and evil.
Mr. Bucks, where's Manny?
I'm Manny. Who are you?
Why, I'm Nurse IV. I thought you were Bill.
It happens all the time. What's wrong?
You'd better come quick. The patient's vital signs are failing, and Dr. Handsome is struggling to save her.
I'll be right there.
One more over there.
No, 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 no!
What?
Just when I thought it was all coming together, you had to go and blow it.
What?
Too fast, then too slow, wrong notes, a little pitchy.
What does that even mean?
And for Mrs. Thompson's class, oh, and I suppose you think she didn't notice. Well, I bet she noticed every mistake.
Mrs. Bucks, your husband just called and he needs you to come quickly to the hospital. His brother Bill is threatening to turn the building into a parking garage if things don't improve quickly. And he also says that he's going to pull the plug on the unidentified patient if Dr. Handsome and Nurse IV don't revive her soon. And since Nurse IV keeps changing, we don't even know who Nurse IV will be this time. It's so confusing. Also, John and Marcia are no help since they're just orderlies, and all they seem to say is, John, Marcia. Since you're on the hospital board of directors, Manny, your husband, is hoping you can find a way to avert an almost certain catastrophe.
Eunice, very good. Now that was much better, wasn't it?
Yes, Mrs. Bucks.
Dr. Handsome, tell me what's going on.
It doesn't look good, Manny. The patient's pulse is deteriorating and her breathing is abnormal. Her temperature is falling and she's quickly dehydrating. I've tried everything to save her, but nothing is working. Let's face it, I'm just an average actor with extremely good looks who knows nothing about medicine.
Pull yourself together, man. We must save this patient. I know. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Is there a doctor in the house?
Well, actually, I am a doctor.
Wait, I thought you were a nurse.
I am a nurse. I mean, I'm an actress playing a nurse. I'm a doctor in real life. I took up acting to pay the bills when HMOs made surviving on a doctor's income nearly impossible.
This is also very confusing.
Okay. Manny, Eunice said that you needed me at the hospital right away. What's going on?
You don't want to know.
Dr. Handsome, go find those new orderlies. We may need their help.
Yes, Dr. Ivy, whatever you say.
Manny, keep an eye on the EKG and let me know if her heart rate slows further.
Yes, doctor.
Lotta, watch out for Bill Bucks. The last thing we need is for him to get in the way. I'll try to stabilize her vitals and try to see if there's a way to bring her back.
Hurry, here comes Bill now.
Meanwhile, back at the break room. John!
Marcia!
John!
Marcia!
Are you John and Marcia at the new orderlies? I've been looking all over for you. You're needed in room 123, and hurry!
John!
Marcia!
John!
Marcia!
Would you two get a move on? No. Where's the center?
Meanwhile, back at the rehearsal. You sure know how to tickle those ivories, Mr. Rowe. And Mr. Smith, you are one fantastic guitar player.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Teresi, you know how to lay down a cool bass line. Thanks for keeping us in the groove, Mr. Cambridge. Not only are you a wonderful music teacher at Carriage Elementary, but there's nothing like having a great drummer to really make a band sound good. Mrs. Teresi and Mr. Tolga, you two should know how to make those saxophones sing. Your students at Leggett and Carnegie sure are lucky to have such wonderful music teachers.
There you go.
Oh, and I simply love how well you all blend. You keep up that great work, and this will be the finest rock and roll show ever.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
right.
much.
That
We
was
like
good.
you much better than the other person.
Musicians, give them a few compliments, and you own them.
Hey, we heard that.
Oh, look,
But
looks
she's
like
not
Miss
wrong.
Bush's class is up next. How I admire Miss Bush, the dancing queen of Twin Lakes School, the acting coach extraordinaire. Did you know, next to the word cute in the dictionary, there's a picture of Miss Bush? Oh, how we'll miss her when she retires. I hear she's going to keep teaching for another 5 years. Just wishful thinking, Miss Bush. Don't you just love her laugh? That laugh lights up a room. She's always thinking of others. I'll bet she's ordered a pizza for the whole cast to have after the show.
Does that include us?
Well, let's not get carried away. Okay, everybody, at the hop, from the top.
Eunice sure is a lot more pleasant than Miss Bucks. Maybe she should take over permanently. Well, now we have a song for you originally recorded by Danny and the Juniors in 1957. It was on the charts for 21 weeks, 7 of which were in the peak position of #1. It even started a new dance craze on American Bandstand. The group that is here to perform it for you tonight will blow you out of the water. So hang on to your seats, because here's the Bush Bunch and At the Hop.
One, two, three, four.
Mr. Reese on tambourine, and Mr. Teresi on bass guitar, and Mr. Cambridge on drums. Stand up and dance to this song. Do the twist, bounce up and down. And bounce and bounce and bounce. All right, I think the actors are ready, so back down you go. The band's going to play the last time through.
When we last visited the hospital, we discovered that Nurse Ivy is a doctor in real life. Will she be able to save the life of the mysterious patient before that evil Bill Bucks pulls the plug? Now that Eunice is talking, will we ever get her to stop? And the real question everyone is wondering about is, will John and Marcia ever say anything besides John, Marcia? Meanwhile, back at the hospital.
Can't seem to wake her up. I'm afraid she'll be in a coma for a long, long time.
You've done your best, Dr. Ivy.
That does it. I've had it with you weak-willed people. It's time to pull the plug on the comatose waste of money and free up this space for a paying customer.
I can't let you do this, Bill. You may not place a very high value on the sanctity of every life, but I do.
Out of my way. This will soon be my hospital, and I'll do what I want.
Where am I? Who am I? And who are you people? Could it be? I can't believe my eyes. Is it you, Bill? Bill Bucks? My long-lost husband who I last saw trying to rescue me as I was swept away by the raging Amazon. Oh, Bill, we're together at last.
No, I'm Manny. Bill's right over here.
You know, I never could tell the two of you apart. Bill, it's so good to see you again. But you look, well, you look somewhat cunning, dastardly, and evil. Oh, Bill, I can feel it. My memory, it's completely restored. I remember it all now as if it happened yesterday. It was a beautiful sunny afternoon, and we were climbing some rocks alongside the Amazon. We were celebrating the arrival of our child in the coming months when I slipped and fell into the raging river. I struggled to stay afloat as the swirling waters carried me downstream to an uncertain future where I struck my head on a rock and lost consciousness. I was rescued by some locals who brought me into their home and nursed me back to health, but I didn't know who I was or how I ended up floating down the Amazon. The head injury had erased all of my memory. Yet, somehow I knew there must be someone out there looking for me. You have been looking for me, Bill, haven't you? My hosts arranged for a safe return to the United States, where I gave birth to not one child, but to twins. Imagine that, Bill, twins, a boy and a girl. But I didn't know who I was, so the authorities forced me to put the twins up for adoption, and I haven't seen them for 18 years. My one consolation is that I gave them their names before handing them over to their new families. I named the boy John and the girl Marcia.
John? Marcia? John?
Marcia?
Ew, gross. At least we didn't kiss or anything.
Where's the disinfectant?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Me too. Look out.
It was fate, and a much-needed dramatic development that led me to Fairville 6 months ago, where I was out lawn bowling with some friends when a wild toss hit me on the head. I staggered to the nearest hospital where I fainted, but when I came to, there you were. I can't believe I finally found you and the children after all these years. I guess I now know why my parents gave me the name they did. Lucky.
Could it be? Is it possible? My parents told me I had a much older sister who ran away from home with a radical young medical student when she was 19 and I was only 4. Mom would often pray that the name she had given her daughter would protect her from danger. Lucky? Lucky Handsome? Sis, is it you?
Riley? Riley Hanson? Oh, this is hard to believe.
Okay, everybody, out of my way. You all know I had an uncle who married this woman after my aunt passed on. She had 3 children from a previous marriage, and one of them grew up to be a professional voiceover announcer. So, I'm kind of wondering, second step cousin once removed?
Can you believe someone actually wrote this stuff?
New man, how can you ever forgive me for being so cunning, dastardly, and evil?
Manny, psst, Manny, I think that's my line.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, I know.
We've never been able to tell the two of us apart.
And listen, everyone, listen. I feel like a new man. How can you ever forgive me for being so cunning, dastardly, and evil? How can I ever repay this debt I owe to all of you?
I have an idea. What if you donate all the HMO profits to the construction of the teacher's nursing and rest home, and we'll forget all about your horrible past, and even give you a seat on the board.
All the profits?
All the profits.
Okay. I'll do it under one condition. I get to fulfill one last cunning, dastardly, and evil wish.
And just what would that be?
I want to see those teachers dance for their dollars.
Done.
Yay!
Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, back at the Twin Lakes fundraiser.
What kind of ending was that? I'm so confused. Let's see. Okay, John and Marcia are brother and sister, and they're the long-lost children of Bill and Lotta. Or is it Manny and Lotta? Or maybe Dr. Handsome and Nurse Ivy?
I'm so confused. You almost need a genealogy map just to keep track of the players. I can't believe someone took time, sat down on a computer, and wrote that.
And about that Bill and Manny thing, why can't anybody tell them apart? What's that about?
I know. Just look at their faces. They look completely different.
I think that's the writer's idea of a joke. But man, some of the jokes in this show are so old.
If you think these jokes are old, just wait until you see our next act.
I'm wondering if many of them might be ready to move into the Jennifer Lawson Rest Home for aging and generally decrepit teachers sooner than they think. But they're
still going to try to dance for you tonight.
So show them some respect and give them a loud cheer.
Some of them might have hearing aids, you know.
For the Twin Lakes staff doing the most famous Wilson Pickett song, Mustang Sally.
Run. Go run.
I'm kind of off.
Wait.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mustang Sally, I guess you better slow that Mustang down. Lord, what I said. Mustang Sally, now baby, I guess you better slow that Mustang down. Oh yeah. You've been running all over town. Ooh, I guess you gotta put your flat feet on the ground.
Clap for your teachers.
What I said. Listen. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. Oh yeah. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All right, sing it out. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally, baby. Yeah. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. One of these early mornings, I'm gonna be wiping those weeping eyes, yeah. All right, look at him. So this is my story. I bought you a brand new Mustang. It was in 1965. Now you come around, signified woman. You don't want, you won't let me ride Mustang Sally, now baby. I guess you better slow that Mustang down. Oh yeah. Look here. You've been running all over town. Ooh, guess you gotta put your flat feet on the ground.
Let's hear it for the teachers.
All right, sing it out. Here we go. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All right, sing it one more time. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally, baby. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally, yeah. Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally, baby. Ride, Sally, ride. When I'm ready, sad and lonely, I'm gonna be wiping those weeping eyes, yeah.
exit, thank you for being a wonderful audience, everybody. First of all, would you thank Vivian and Megan on Lights and Sound in the back? They did a great job back there. And 5th and 6th grade students and adults in the room, Mr. Ken Benedict, who helped set up all the sound for us along with Mr. Cambridge, helped us set all the sound we have. He is live streaming this show. He'll be live streaming it on YouTube, right, Mr. Benedict? On Twin Lakes Rock and Roll. So if you have relatives across the country, tonight at 5:30 and 7:30 are our evening shows. Hey, boys and girls, it is not your time to talk, 4th graders. Whose class is it? Oh, Mrs. Dobeck, it's your class right here, please. Oh, she's up on the stage. Mrs. Dobeck's class, please. Thank you. So if you want to watch it live tonight or you have relatives across the country, check out Twin Lakes Rock and Roll on YouTube tonight at 5:30 and 7:30. There are still tickets available for tonight's show. Before we exit, there is a teacher who is extremely special to this show, and she's retiring this year. And she helps direct this show. She helps direct all the actors, teaches choreography, does everything for this show. And we have 2 very special friends of hers who are going to come up and give her a little gift right now. Mrs. Bush. Everybody clap for Mrs. Bush. Right now, she's getting flowers from Mrs. Williams and Mrs. Gibbons, who taught with her for many, many years. 33 years Carrie Bush has been teaching at Twin Lakes. Everybody say, thank you, Mrs. Bush. All right, everybody. 5th and 6th graders, we're going to head out of here. Classroom teachers, thank you for bringing your class to the show today. The actors and all of the kids on stage and the teachers are going to exit first when Gracie, our announcer, leaves down the center aisle. Then you may exit with your classes. Hey, everybody, give it up one more time for our band. And Twin Lakes kids, we're going to take it out of here. Everybody say, hit it, band. Wait, we didn't hear you. Everybody in here say, hit it, band. 5, 6, 7, 8. Clap for Mrs. Bush's class and Mrs. Wallenberg's class. Let's hear it for the Twistin' Thompson team. Clap for Mrs. Thompson's class. Mrs. Black's class, the Black Notes, clap for them. Clap for Mrs. Black's class. How about for the Rockin' Robin, the Mr. Brown's Boppers? Clap for them, everybody. Clap for them. Give it up for the Twin Lakes teachers. them. Let's hear it for our nurse IVs.